everybody. I'm so excited. Some of you may or may not know, but Jeff is my brother, my one and only, and I'm super, super proud of what he has built with County Axe. And so we're going to dive into what is County Axe, give you a little bit of background information on where it came from, and kind of dive deep into what it is. And so Jeff, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started with County Axe.
Yeah, so 28 years old. I went to school at University of Ottawa after graduating from Moira there. I was there for 5 years, came home, had a couple odd jobs here and there, worked my way into a couple government jobs, which, not my favorite kind of setting to work in, obviously. So I just started looking for different business opportunities, things that I could get started up, low startup cost, low overhead. Obviously, just coming off being a student, didn't have much money in the bank to play with. I went axe throwing one time, thought that it was pretty cool, started looking into it a little bit more, and saw an opportunity here out in the county that I thought it could kind of thrive in due to the tourism and stuff like that, and just kind of, put pen to paper and started from there.
Yeah, I remember we literally had scribbles on a piece of paper at Piper Arms restaurant. And yeah. I remember you saying, oh, I want a physical location. I think it'll be great, blah, blah, blah. And I remember saying, no, I think you need to go mobile. I think it'll give you more diverse opportunities. And I'm so glad that we hashed that out, because that was just a little bit over a year ago, I guess now. And you've built this flourishing, thriving axe throwing business that, is becoming one of a thing of its own, and an amazing name for itself. And so, so a little bit about County Axe itself. So what makes County Axe different from other axe throwing venues?
Yeah, so like you just touched on there, we are completely mobile. So as you can see here in the background, conveniently that we got, it's all mobile. So it's a completely custom built trailer from the ground up. Some of my buddies down at Thomas Trailers in Napanee, they actually built this thing for me, just to the exact specs that I wanted it, and how basically had my vision come to life. So we don't actually have a physical brick and mortar location like you would see in Belleville, for example. They have two different brick and mortar spots. I was set on that at first, and then our conversation kind of led me away from that, which was I'm thankful for now.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we're completely mobile. We bring it to you. So instead of you having to come to us at our location, if Michelle Ellis is having a birthday party at Michelle Ellis's house, and you want it in your front yard, in your backyard, in your driveway, wherever you want it, I take it right to your place, set it up wherever you tell me to, and we're on site for the whole duration of your booking at your place, at your desired location.
Which is amazing. So it's a very done for you system. You tell them, or they tell you where to be, and you essentially, now I guess when we talk about our boundaries in regards to where you cover, what would you say are your borderlines of the locations that you're comfortable going to? So people know.
So I actually store the trailer in Belleville at my father's house because he has more space than I do, obviously, and that's what fathers are for. So I basically pinpoint a 50-kilometer radius from there is what I kind of worked out to be, not too expensive on gas, and the profit margins are still there. So we obviously cover the whole county, from east coast to west coast, north to south, the whole thing, and then we'll go out to, let's say, Napanee, for example, would be your eastern, all the way up to Tweed, Madoc, Sterling, Foxborough area, and then we go all the way around to Brighton on that side, Brighton, Trent, and Quinte West, obviously. So that's kind of our bubble that we operate in.
Perfect. So as far east as Napanee, as far west as Brighton, as far north as Highway 7, and as far south as Prince Edward County, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect. And then, so what if somebody really, really, really wants you to come and it's outside of those boundaries? Are you just going to tack on travel costs, like
Yeah, exactly.
prices?
That's literally it. Like I still want to be able to service those people, even if they're a little bit too far. Obviously, like I don't want to say no to someone just because they're X amount of 10 kilometers too far. So it would just be a travel surcharge, which is exactly like you said. It's just to help us cover the gas fees. It's a very over-engineered trailer, so it's a lot more heavy than you think it needs to be, which is a good thing, obviously. But yeah, it just rips through the gas, obviously, and the prices nowadays are crazy. So,
so describe the experience someone can expect when they attend an event at County Axe. So whether they're doing a private event or maybe you're out doing a local community event, like what is the experience that they're going to have?
yeah, so at any event, you're generally going to have, I'm going to be there, obviously, and then my dad will come along. His name's Terry. He's, my savior here. He comes and gives me the helping hand just about every time. So obviously, we're going to greet you with a smile. We're not serious, so that's the thing. Like safety is serious, but we're not serious. We're gonna joke around with you. Yeah, we're gonna chirp you a little bit. We'll get you going, but obviously, you come up. Got to sign our waivers as per our insurance. We are fully insured, obviously. You have to get the waivers signed. And once that's done, if you haven't thrown an axe before, then I can get up there. I'll show you how I throw it. But ultimately, it comes down to people will figure it out on their own. It kind of takes them, 3 to 5 throws. They kind of get the hang of it. Everyone has a different style, a different technique. So it's not, one uniform way to do it. And so I tell people to just kind of figure it out. But obviously, we go over the safety procedures first, as the axe can bounce back. So don't walk forward until it's either in the board or it's on the mat. Don't throw while the other person is retrieving. You would think these things are common sense, however,
people are thinking
not so common that I would think, at least. So yeah, we go over the safety stuff, and then once they get the hang of it, depending on it's public or private. Public, you have limited throws. As private, we would maybe turn you into some sort of competition of some sort, and just make sure that everyone at least gets a good throw in there before they have to get off, if it's a public event where they had limited to throws.
Right. Do you have different kinds of axes that you use, or is it just one standard axe?
Yeah, so we have 2 different kinds of axes. We have your standard hatchet, which you can see here. It's like your everyday axe that you would throw with the wooden handle, and it has the one blade on it which you can stick into the board. And then I have these other axes. I don't really have a name for them. I've been calling them ninja axes because they kind of look like ninja stars, but they have an axe handle on them. So they have 3 different points that you can stick in the board. They're a lot lighter. They're a lot easier to throw. So those are good for, maybe the younger ones, or people that might have a bad shoulder, for example. I usually encourage them to throw those ones. And then if they're feeling confident and they want to try the heavier, harder one that takes more technique, then tell them to move on to the standard hatchet.
For sure. Now, a question just popped into my head. So obviously, maybe somebody listening, this is popping into their head. When you say kids, is there an age restriction, height restriction, or what is the deal with the kids?
Yeah, so generally we say 10 years old. Now, obviously, 10 years old can vary from, a ginormous kid like I was, or some smaller one who might not be as, far along. If that's the case, then I always talk to the parents, because the kids they obviously want to get up there. They see people doing it. They want to try to ride their kids. So if, they're bigger kids and I feel confident with it and, they're confident, I let them go. But if it's a younger one, maybe a little smaller, then I would get the parent. Listen, they can go up there. If you yeah, if you feel confident enough, if you think that they can do it safely, then I'll take your word for it because you're the parent. But if I see anything, that I don't like, then I'll shut it down.
Yeah, for sure. So you do a bunch of different events. Being mobile, it's like the possibilities are endless for what you can offer. So what types of events do you offer? Are there special packages for corporate events, birthdays, different types of celebrations? Kind of give me a little lowdown on that.
Yeah, so I would say our main events that we attend are like work staff parties. So staff appreciation day, like a little spring fling, barbecue, style event, even like a Christmas party, work staff thing. That birthday parties, and then a lot of just kind of like bachelor parties or just like groups of buddies who are looking for something to do.
Yeah.
Those are, I would say, are like top three for our private events. But we will do anything, any corporate, any kind of
We're doing in June.
bachelor. What's that?
We're doing in June for my client.
Exactly. A
Yeah.
Father's Day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even, real estate event. We'll do anything, honestly. Okay. There's nothing that restricts us. As long as you have a place for us to set it up, then we're good to go. So,
Yeah. Perfect.
As for the packaging stuff, I actually haven't really had that come up yet. Like, obviously everyone that books with us is a group. That's kind of, you have a group of people, that's how it works. But I've never really had anyone ask for like multiple bookings, I guess you could say. I haven't had that come up yet. So maybe that'll be something I have to face here this summer, hopefully.
Yeah, for sure. So when you're running events and there's different skill levels, how do you accommodate the different skills levels from, say, beginners to experienced throwers? Do you put the experienced with the experienced and then new with the new, or how do you do that?
Yeah. So we actually have a little, I call it the mini axers set up. So for the super young kids, so, with zero experience, I have these Velcro targets I hook up on the side of the cage right here, and they have Velcro and foam axes. So there's your very minimum, no skill whatsoever, completely safe.
3-year-old chucking.
Yeah. They're just hucking them. They're going over the thing. They're coming onto the cage, hitting me half the time. They're going under. They're going everywhere. So there's your base. And then that's where I would say those two different kinds of axes we talked about are skill gaps. So if you're first starting, you've never done it before, you have no experience, I would always recommend using the Ninja axe, just because any which way you throw it, it's pretty much going to stick in the board, and it's super lightweight. So it's pretty safe. You're not going to hurt yourself. And, sometimes I'll refer to it as the confidence building axe, because people throw that one a few times and they get it to stick and they're like, all right, let's go on to the next one. So I would say that's kind of your mid-tier axe or, skill set to use those ones. And then once you're feeling confident with those, or, the more experienced people, have them use the wooden standard hatchet axe. Now, if you're in a competition and one person's a lot better than the other, I try to stay hands off, because I've been caught in the middle before of people bickering at each other on, you have to use the same axe as me, yada, yada, that kind of stuff. I stay hands off of that, and I say, you can make a gentleman's agreement to use opposite axes or the same or whatever. So a lot of times you'll find some people are very good with one style of the axe, and the other person's very good with the other style. So maybe once they agree, then one throws the wooden one and one throws the ninja style one, and it kind of levels out due to the skill level of the axe. Like the wooden one's harder to stick, red one's easier to stick, and it kind of levels it out that way.
Right. Can you share a memorable story or feedback from a customer who had an amazing experience with you?
Yeah. So actually, this one always sticks out. It was super fun. It was in Brighton. So it was our first time actually going out that far west into Brighton. And it was just a family event. And there was probably maybe 10 or 12 people there. And when we first showed up, they were kind of like, a lot of them were like, whatever, like, I'm not doing it, whatever. So then, we get in there and we get them going a little bit, and we're like, come on, you get up here, yada, yada, yada. And then by the end, I was running this huge tournament, and basically when I get the names, I write them all down. When they sign the waiver, I write them all down, and then I just pick them at random. I don't know who's who or what's what, right? I've just gotten there, and I know a couple of them maybe, and then I just pick random names to go against random people. And this was like a whole family like affair. So it was like grandma, mom, dad, son, niece, nephew, girlfriend, boyfriend. So they were all wanted to beat each other so bad. Um, and there was actually a guy there who had been axe throwing before. So he pulls out his own axe, like a professional, $300, I don't know,
Yeah.
professional axe throwing league axe, whatever it was. And he starts throwing that. Anyways, the tournament goes on, and mom is like beating him, dad's beating him, everyone's beating him. I felt so bad for the guy. But so it turns out the woman who booked us, she actually does like I don't know, custom embroidery on like cups and mugs and stuff like that.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the word is for it, but she made these prizes. So it was like prizes from top three. So top three people get like it was like booze or whatever. And everyone got a prize. And then she had best thrower of the day was like a mug, and then worst thrower of the day. And so I kind of like talked to her on the side, and I was like, she's like, can you present these? And I was like, oh yeah, absolutely. So she just let me have free reign with it. And I was like, the best throw of the day, and I'm up on the trailer and everyone's huddled around. And I call up the winner or whoever was the best sportsmanship or whatever it was. And then the worst throw of the day, I picked a guy who had his own axe and had his own everything. And I'm like, you were the worst. Everyone's like, oh, and they all went nuts.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he was pissed, but it turned out to be it was brother and sister. So sister won best of the day and brother won worst.
Oh, okay. That's
So
cool.
yeah, I got a picture of them and stuff like that, and that was so fun, and it was such a good time with them.
That's such a great idea too, to have the prizes for worst, best, however, like maybe most bullseyes or something like that's really
Yeah,
cool.
it's really nice because I've done a few events where whoever it is, it's usually like the HR of the business or whatever who's organizing. They always do like a top three prizes. I encourage that they do for their employees just
Yeah,
because they're it kind of goes along with the theme of the staff appreciation or spring fling or whatever. And then that way it also helps us get more people involved, because people are always hesitant to get up there. They don't want to be embarrassed. They don't want
they're
to suck
nervous.
around their
Yeah.
coworkers and whatever. So when there's a prize on the line, then people are like, whatever, get me up there. I want to win. So
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome.
yeah.
So for someone looking to book an event with you, what does that process look like?
So I mean, I'm pretty flexible. Like I'm the only one behind the scenes of any of this stuff. Like any which way you reach out here is all me. Um, so I'm fine with like a DM on Instagram, if you call me or text me or whatever, like I'm pretty easy. Obviously, the best way is going to our website, countyaxe.ca, just because that way, when you click on our book now link, it opens up and it asks some of those um, required questions that I need to know in order to try and get a booking set up for you.
Right.
Um, because a lot of the times, people are just like, I want to book at this date at this time. And I'm like, then they're like, what's the price? I'm like, well, I need a little bit more information than that, right?
Yeah.
Like, I can't just work off of that. So when they go to the website, it has majority of those questions set up already.
Right.
And then once they book it there, I get an email. Generally, I'll email them back, or if they want to have a phone call, then yeah. So I'm pretty easy on how you want to book, but there are certain things I need to have answered, obviously, in order to get a booking secured.
Confirm the booking. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to the local community, I know you get involved with doing a bunch of local fun public events. What do you have coming up on the docket for the next little bit?
So all of our public events are on our website as well. So I've just, as they come along, I kind of throw them up on our website. So if anyone wants to, if they don't want to, they don't have enough people to do a private booking, or maybe it's too expensive for them, or whatever it might be, they can go to our public events page, and then they can kind of see where we're going next. We just were at Parsons Brewery in the county there, which is one of my favorite spots to go personally. Business aside. So I was super pumped about that. I've been talking to the owner there, Chris. We're going to be heading back out there probably about once a month until the summer's done. So
Amazing.
you can definitely catch us at Parsons. And one of our bigger events we have coming up, we are at the Madoc Fair. I believe that is September 14 and 15, I think. So we'll be there, and then those are probably our major ones. We have another public event which is with the Quinny West Youth Center. It's a big fundraiser for them. They're a non-for-profit, for youth who are looking for something to do, some activities, some alternate stuff like that. We'll be with them. That'll be out in Quinny West and Trenton at the Centennial Park there. So a few different things lined up, but it's crazy how they just pop up randomly day to day. And it's like, hey, we're having this. Can you be there? And it's like, let me check the schedule. Yep. All right.
Awesome. So. And that's the thing, like you're just over a year old, and you're already getting so much engagement with people wanting to book you, because it's such a unique and different venue style event. You know what I mean? Like it's such a unique and different thing. I don't think it's not something that's usual around here. Like it's not just, you can just go to them anywhere around here. Like you are the only one.
Yeah. I think my biggest thing that I always say is it's convenient. I think the biggest thing that gets us bookings is our convenience. Like if it's a birthday party and everyone's drinking and, no one's being DD, no way. All right. What can we do at the house? You have your yard games. What's something else that can kind of take us up a level? And it's like, well, these guys will take this thing right to your yard. Get them. Yeah. So it's kind of things like that. Just the convenience factor of us bringing it to them, I think, is what helps us out a lot right now.
Yeah. So I guess in closing, what is your favorite part of running County Axe, and what does County Axe look like in the future? Do you have bigger plans? Are you going to expand? What's that vision look like?
I think that my favorite part about running it would be like just the social interactions and being able to travel. Like the fact that I can, get to drive around places in the county that I've never been before and I would never go to. But I'm on my way to a booking. So I'll take the scenic route majority of the time, hit the road that I've never been on. And just people are looking out their windows like, what is that thing driving down my dirt road in the middle of the county? So I love doing that. And obviously the social aspect, as you know, I'm super social guy. So I get out there. Yeah. And I just like talking to people. Like I said, like I can have a conversation with anyone really, but just getting the chirps going and the jokes going and people are laughing. Like I like that. And especially when you get the younger ones up there or people who might not be as skilled at it, I'll stick with them until they get one. The satisfaction of their celebration, the hands are up in the air and they're chirping their friends who are watching them, making fun of them not being able to get one. I love that. So then I kind of jump on that side and I'm like, there you go. You guys aren't even up here. You're making fun of them, whatever. So I love doing that. And it's just cool to see all these different kind of dynamics, like going business to friend group to friend group. And then I love tourists are coming down to the county. It's a lot of different dynamics you see, and it's crazy how much different, I don't know, people run. Yeah, their groups like run and organize stuff. It's so different. It's cool. So I take a lot of notes from that, try to apply it into my own here and kind of, like you asked there, work towards elevating this business.
A bigger brand, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was just going to say the next steps. Obviously, I would love to have another one, expand the fleet a little bit and expand our radius that we service. But it just depends on demand, and it's a very scary thought right now. Obviously,
you're a new baby. I won't scare you with that too much.
Yeah. So.
And your business collaborations, that in itself is such a valuable thing that you will grow over time, right? So, I mean, you're now partnering with these breweries and everything. And so you're open for partnerships and collaborations, which is super exciting. So if anybody out there is a business owner and wants to, step up their game with a customer experience that you can offer your clients and your customers as a customer appreciation or something. I'm doing one of these in June. such a cool experience that's kind of outside of the norm, outside of the box experience. So gather your friends, gather your family, get together, plan a family reunion or something. Make it over to County Acts and see how you can include County Acts with your future plans this summer.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, just reach out if the date's available. We'll get it set up for you guys. And like I said, if you want it set up in your backyard, set up in your bedroom, we'll do whatever you want. We'll set her up and get her done for you.
Awesome. So, thanks, Jeff. I appreciate it so much.